Hey guys, good morning. It's Meredith. So Dana and I are getting ready to go on a drive on his Harley Davidson today. We're going down to Daytona Beach for Biketoberfest. It's kind of like Daytona Bike Week, but in the fall. So this is kind of a big deal for me. It's a rather long ride on a motorcycle. You know, we've tooled around town, but this is going to be about an hour and a half on the interstate to an event. So this is kind of like, you know, a student pilot going on a solo cross country in an airplane. Dana is by no means an inexperienced motorcycle rider. He's been riding for decades, and I trust him implicitly. Obviously, I wouldn't be going on this trip, but I want to talk to you a little bit about our risk management process as a crew on this trip. So we'll get right to it. So the first thing I want to talk about is gear. So this is my helmet. This is Dana's. Notice that they are both full face, full on helmets, not those little beanie caps that some people wear, because, you know, this is what a lot of motorcycle riders call the brain bucket, right? If God forbid we should get into an accident and fall off, these helmets are gonna hopefully keep our heads intact and help us stay alive. But in just a few minutes, I'm gonna talk a little bit about how we will do everything possible to prevent that from happening, and how technique and decision making and situational awareness can prevent a motorcycle rider from getting into such a situation in the first place. The next piece of gear I want to talk about is footwear. So I bought these boots a while back. I thought they were kind of fashionable. I wanted some tall boots just to have a nice pair of tall boots, but they're really good for the motorcycle because they give me lots of protection on my legs from the hot engine parts. So if I'm getting on and off riding in the back, I'm less likely to get my legs next to the hot engine parts. And also, you know, if we happen to fall off or I scuff myself, I feel like the boots are going to give me a little extra protection. So we're going to check the air pressure in the tires. Here are the brake lines. Just like on an airplane, it's all exposed. So you can make sure there's no brake fluid leaking. So look, it's even got a dipstick kind of like on the airplane where you can check the oil. Does that look good?
Yep. Right in the middle. Right in the middle of the range, right where it should be.
I'm going to let the engine warm up a little bit too. Just like in the airplane, you don't want to ride it hard with the engine cold. It's been sitting in the hangar for a while. So he's just going to let it idle over here while we finish getting ready. Putting my helmet on is always a little tricky. Got to take off the earrings, arrange the hair, and the eyeglasses. Sometimes my eyeglasses don't fit with the helmet quite well, but we're going to make it work. I don't do contacts anymore, which kind of sucks. I wish I did. Let's try that again. Oh, can you get my gloves out of that bag that's in there? This bag? Yeah. There we go, that's better. I got my hair arranged that time. We're going on our motorcycle trip, and we're going to drive in the right lane as much as possible.
Lane 3 next to the shoulder so we can escape the knuckleheads.
Right, because just like in an airplane, on a motorcycle, you always want to make sure you have an out.
Sometimes you need to bail from the knuckleheads.
Right, so we're not going to get hit by a knucklehead today. Many years ago, when I lived in Maryland, I took a motorcycle safety course for new riders. I was a student pilot at the time and immediately noticed many similarities between being a safe motorcycle rider and being a safe pilot. I learned that when riding a motorcycle, situational awareness is the key to staying alive. Always be on the lookout for things that can kill you, just like when flying an airplane. I passed a practical test and earned a motorcycle endorsement on my driver's license, similar to how I've taken many check rides to earn certificates and ratings as a pilot. I never soloed a motorcycle though, because I never practiced enough to feel really safe and proficient the way I feel in an airplane. Yeah, so this is pretty much like Sun and Fun, but for motorcycles. A million vendors, all kinds of cool machines to look at. Wow. This one, oh look at this one. That's cool. So we stopped at the Buc-ee's at World Golf Village because there's a little bit of rain. I don't know if you can see the dark sky in the background. We had a couple very light sprinkles on I-95 near Daytona Beach, but I started seeing some darker clouds straight ahead, and the wind was just brutal. You know, you think a headwind in an airplane is inconvenient because you get there slower, but on a motorcycle it actually hurts a little bit. So I was ready for a break. We're gonna let this rain pass through and then we're gonna head home. Taking that break was a really good idea. We didn't have any more rain on the way home. My head got a little bit of a rest, but I gotta tell you, that was a super fun day. But to be quite honest, I don't think I would ever want to ride a motorcycle all around the country. That flight we did in the J3 Cub a couple years after we met was really, really cool. And I'm not quite sure I'd do that again either. I think I'm more of a homebody these days. But in the Sport Cub that we have, I think I would like to maybe fly it all around the state of Florida. That would be fun. But anyway, that's my PIC decision making on a motorcycle story. I hope you guys enjoyed it.